Today we're going to be talking about living in 55 and up communities. So you're out at the golf course, you really love it, you're talking to your friends who live there, you're ready to sign the paperwork, but stop and think before you move in. An HOA has a lot of things to consider before you buy in a 55 and up community. Check the rules and regulations. Hi, my name is Michael Smith. I'm a real estate agent in Scottsdale, Arizona, Phoenix, and the surrounding areas. Today's another video about living in 55 plus communities and just a couple things to keep an eye on and think about before you sign the paperwork. Oftentimes people come to Arizona in the winter. They're getting away from Minnesota, Wisconsin, Chicago. Actually, I moved down here from Chicago. And we go out and we're playing golf, meet some nice people. We're really excited. We're ready to retire. We're 55 and over, and we're looking at what's available. We want to downsize our big house, spend more time on the links, have more fun in the sun, and do all the things that Arizona has to offer. So we're in the community. We have friends in the community. We're ready to sign the paperwork. We're ready to pick our forever winter home, or maybe it's our full-time home in Arizona in a 55 plus community. Maybe we're excited about all the amenities, the swimming pool, the spa, the classes, the dance classes, the arts and crafts. There's a lot going on in this HOA. We just can't wait to do all the things we haven't been able to do for many years since we didn't have the time. But before we sign the paperwork, I just want to give you a couple things to think about. In our other video, we talked about some of the cons about living in a 55 and up community, including the HOA. You know, HOAs are very restrictive, and most restrictive usually in 55 plus communities. Again, this isn't to say that all communities in 55 plus are more restrictive, but the more amenities and things you have going on in the community, and the more established the communities have been over the years, the more restrictive you're going to have in HOA rules and regulations. In our other video, we talked about pets, you know, community hours and guests' ability to use the facilities, parking, and other issues. In today's video, we're just going to add a couple more things to the list, and I do have experience because I've purchased in a 55 and up community before. One of my clients had a home to sell and they weren't able to sell it quickly, so I decided to purchase the home. I thought it would be a place that my mom would happily love to move into and live and be around people more her age where she could get involved in things and have a lot to do. So I bought a home in a 55 and up community and I have a little firsthand experience. I bought the home from one of my clients who needed to liquidate the property, and I was hoping my mom would move into it, and then when my mom was finished with it, maybe I'd move into it at one point. But my mom thought maybe 55 and up living was too old for her, so she decided to do something different. She bought a little property in Scottsdale. So once I had the property and I was over there quite often, I got to know more about living in a 55 plus community. I learned a lot in a short amount of time. Number one, I got a call from the HOA right away about some cactus that was in the yard, and actually the color of the stone. And I told them I'd never put it there. It was there when I purchased the home. And before you can sell a home in a 55 and up community, in this particular community, they had to come and check over the home before you could sell it. They cited me on some kind of a light that wasn't approved. Again, I didn't put the light on. It's been on the house for 20 years. The gravel, I didn't touch the gravel, and I certainly didn't plant the cactus. But it was just something that was missed because nobody came over, or whoever did the inspection didn't note these things in the report that they were already there. Anyway, I got through that with the HOA when I was able to prove that I didn't do them, and I did fix the light fixture. But living in a 55 plus community can bring on a lot of barriers. Not all of them are negative. You know, being in an HOA is not always a bad thing. If you're in an HOA already in a regular community, they're usually a little more general. They're not as specific on all the little details, but a 55 and up community with a lot of amenities is going to be more strict. It's just the way it is. They're going to have more restrictions on pets. They're going to have more restrictions on your yard. They're going to have more restrictions on your home and what you can do with it. They're going to have more restrictions on construction if you want to work on your home. They're going to have construction hours. You're going to be dealing with the HOA, and you're going to be dealing with the city. There's just a lot of things that people don't think about when they move into a 55+ community. It looks like it's all going to be fun and games, but that's not always the case. I constantly had people coming over asking me what I was up to, what I was doing, because I was working on the house and I had my garage door open. It wasn't a great experience that way. But there are other things in an HOA that I loved. I loved the fact that they had this amazing community pool. I loved the fact that they had some arts and crafts and they had woodworking. I hadn't done any woodworking since I was probably 15 years old in shop class. I used to have a friend that made really nice furniture, and I loved being around the tools. That's why I got into home remodeling, because I loved being around that part of it. But going back to the HOAs, you just have to keep in mind that it's a community. It's something that has rules and regulations, and they want people to adhere to it. But again, that's part of the advantage of living in there. You don't want a neighbor that's just going to leave their garbage out in their front yard for a couple weeks. You don't want an HOA that's going to allow people to just walk around and leave their trash, or maybe let their dog or pet go to the restroom anywhere they want. You don't want a house that's going to go and paint some crazy color that's just not going to fit into the neighborhood and affect your property value. HOAs definitely have, pluses and minuses. I was on the board of 4 homeowners associations, so I did that to protect my assets. I did that to protect myself and get involved in the HOA to try to learn what their thought process was, where they were going with the community. And sometimes they overstep their bounds when they're trying to make rules. And if you're not going to get involved but you're going to live in the HOA, I think that's a mistake. The funny thing is about living in a 55 and up community is the drama. It's like Peyton Place. It kind of reminded me of a soap opera that I watched one time with a friend. I couldn't believe it. There's so many little quirky groups and people around, and a lot of gossip. Remember, we're in a retirement community. You have a lot of people that have a lot of time. Everybody's coming from somewhere else to Arizona, and they all got the thoughts of how things should be. You have groups that are one way for this and another way for that. You have neighbors that you think are going to be your best friends, and all of a sudden they're not, and they want to stab you in the back. If you're a single guy, I got to say, one of the benefits is there's probably 3-to-1 ratio of women to men in a lot of these communities. So guys, take a look at a 55 and up community if you want to improve your dating life and get off those dating apps. I love golf, and I love being around these golf courses. And what's great is in the summer, when a lot of the residents are gone, you can literally walk on any course and the prices are really inexpensive. Yeah, maybe it's going to be really hot, so you have to play early in the morning, but after you're done, you can go ahead and go home and cool down in your air conditioning. And what's great in the summer is the fact that things slow down in the area. Any of the restaurants you want to go to, you can get in really easily, and it's just a lot easier lifestyle in the summer when a lot of people are gone. You're going to make friends that are going to last forever. They're going to come and go back to Chicago, back to Minnesota, but you're going to miss them, and you're going to look forward to when they return, especially if you're there year round. So these are just a couple points I wanted to make about living in an HOA. It's kind of fun in a way. It's kind of like a TV show. So that's what I wanted to talk about in living in a 55+ community. There's new communities, there's old communities, there's communities with mobile homes, there's communities with condos, there's communities with golf courses, there's communities without. There's communities with restaurants, there's communities with things to do. It's just a lot to think about when you're moving into an HOA in a 55+ community. So if you have any questions on anything, we appreciate you watching our channel. Please hit the like button and help our channel grow on YouTube. That's what helps us get more people to see our videos. Please look at some of our other tips and tricks and other videos on buying and selling homes. If you're from out of town and you need us to go take a look at a home, do a video tour for you and send it to you, we'd be glad to help you. We're just here to help people, and we'd love to earn your business. Thanks for watching, and watch our other videos on 55 and up communities posted here. Have a great day.